Hello everyone, welcome to another video of Tech Insight. And today we will learn about generating, this is another video of generating AI-based images. So what we'll talk about today is Stable Diffusion 2.1. So Stable Diffusion is open source code. So this is basically this particular open source code, the Hugging Face is hosting it to generate various images. And so this particular code is that's running is 2.1. So we'll see some examples on how to generate various images. So this is completely free, and we'll check out how to do it. So before I get into that, actually, there's a license agreement here that you are free to use them, and you're accountable to use each of those images. And it basically sharing any content violate laws and how many persons you're not supposed to do it. You're not supposed to look at the license here. So there's an so what is a prompt, right? What does a enter your prompt mean? Enter a prompt means you have to enter a prompt where the images will be generated. A negative prompt is basically what you don't want the image to generate. That's what it is. And there is this advanced settings here. So you basically go to the advanced settings and there is a guidance scale. So the more the guidance scale is, so the AI will generate the images accordingly. So in my experience, what I've seen is, so 9, it gets a bit creative and generates some good images. And if we go really full blown, it doesn't really do a great job. So let's see, let's keep it around 10 and then let's try it out. A few images and see what it does. So I'm going to say, okay, I'll kind of zoom this it a bit more so that you can see better. I'm going to say a photo of a lion drinking water. I'm going to say realistic. That's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to give any negative prompts. Let's see what it does. It does take few seconds to generate these images actually, so you have to be a little patient. There you go. So here are the images it has generated. So this is one of the images it generated. So it's basically a lion drinking water and make it realistic, right? So it's put a nice glass also here, interestingly. And it's put another glass here, and then put another glass here, and then put another glass. Well, is it a glass? Yeah, it looks like a kind of a glass. So I'm going to say, so you can basically, once you have image generated these images, so this is an interesting image. I don't know what it's trying to do. So you can basically, out of these, this one is kind of okay. This one is kind of okay. You can always save these images, right? You can save these images. And I believe it generates these images at a standard format of 512 by 512 pixels. So what I'm going to do is, right, I'm going to use a negative prompt saying that don't glass, right? I'm going to say glass. I'm going to say cup. So I'm going to say don't use glass or cup, and let's see what it does now. All right, so here are the images now, what I've generated here. So it's kind of removed the glass and cups in some of the images, and some of them it did not, right? So in this one, I don't know what it's trying to do. And this one actually doesn't seem to be, but it's kind of pretty close to the, looks like it's kind of a river or something. And then here, it looks like it is kind of drinking the water actually. This one is not bad, right? It has generated something, and this one is kind of looks pretty good. So again, I'm going to save some of these images. Feel free to save the images. What are the images? Whichever the images that are really good ones, you can always save it, because it'll be gone actually if you don't save these images. So all right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go play around with this. I'm going to make the guidance scale a little bit more, maybe 30, 35. I'm going to just make it like 30 and see what happens, right? So what it does. All right, so okay, this is exactly what it does actually. Completely messed it up, and I don't know what it has done really, right? So that's what happens when you increase the guidance scale to kind of really high, then it kind of messes up, right? So I'm going to make the guidance scale to really, like, 4 now, and then I'm going to generate. All right, so here are the images that it got. So it has done a really good job actually in this one, right? So it's kind of close to the river water, and this one it's really drinking water, right? So finally we got what we want, right? This is not great actually, but this one is kind of pretty close to what we want, right? And then this one and this one, it's kind of pretty close actually. This one is kind of very close up shot, but it's about to kind of drink the water. So that's how you kind of play around, and then you can always go and play around with these settings here, and then guidance scale you can always play around, and you can generate some good images, and you can basically save them, right? And so this is basically free service, right? So it's not bad actually for you. So I will demo some the Dream Studio also in my next video. Stay tuned. But this is something that you can get a hang of it. You can play around with this and generate different images to kind of get a hang of it before you can go, use some other models, right? So what I would suggest. And I will provide a link to this. The stability diffusion AI that is in the Hugging Face in the link below, in the description below, and you can look at it, and then you can play around with this. Hopefully this video helped you, and please do click like if it did help you a bit, and please do subscribe to my channel. And